Okay, bet. And we're live. Welcome back to the Think Music Podcast. This is the Gnosis.
Stab Dunlap out being mobile on the way home.
That's what's up.
Hmm.
Yeah, we back this week. We got a illustrious audience out here of zero right now.
Yay. Uh, Public Enemy had a song back in the day called "Watching Channel Zero." On I think it
Mm,
was on the Fair for Black Planet album.
mm.
Channel Zero.
Channel Zero. Um, but yeah, it's been a week. Mercury
Hmm.
retrograde.
Yep.
Mercury retrograde has been quite active um, this week. Been dealing with people who just ain't with it,
Hmm.
moving very slow, um, n- not able to accept responsibility, um, disorganized,
Hmm.
and it's been something else. That's why I like to do everything on my own. You know,
Right.
a lot of things you have to what they call it, farm them out to
Hmm.
different people, but it's been something else trying to manage people to get done what they said they were going to do, not what is a favor, what they've said and what they've been paid to do.
Mm.
And it to me, things like this tie into how are people raised. You know, you'll know the tree by the fruit it bears, and everything is so geared towards being out of this world, and you know, the most quirky, creative, unique. But you know, it's like that what you said about things getting back to analog.
Hmm.
You know, I think an example of that is just, man, there's a lot of people out here who are adults but have very childlike minds and mentalities, and that it's difficult to deal with. And that kind of ties in with the title, of Amor, Friget, Cerere, no, Amor, Friget, Sine, Cerere, et Baccho. You know, love becomes cold without bread and wine. And as we go on through the thing, that'll make sense to
You
whoever's
know,
listening.
it's funny. You were saying about people. You know, we a lot of programming has been look to the outside and not look inside.
Hmm.
Like you're looking for Jesus coming back. You're looking for like it's just tying back into what you said about people doing what they're supposed to do, and like you'll notice the fruit by the tree and all and things of that nature. Like no, like the real work is the internal work for you for yourself to have some success here.
Hmm.
And we look at it, and most of the people and even myself at a time I was looking external. I was waiting for something to happen. I was, you know, hoping uh I'm working at a job and I get a position. You know what I'm saying? These different things, but really I should have been doing internal work a long time ago. And now I'm just now really doing internal work on
Peace,
myself.
MJ.
Peace MJ. I'm just now doing it.
Hmm.
The last 10 years. Yep. Like soon as I stopped drinking and smoking weed, we got to be specific. Um, that's when I started doing internal work. And as I was just telling you offline, it hasn't plateaued. I'm still doing the work and still trying to stay focused on, things that I set for myself and recalibrating and things of that nature, man. Like that's the real work, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So it's interesting, when you just out in the world looking around, and we only see people on the surface, but what we see on the surface is is confusion, or you stuck in confirmation bias.
Hmm. What up, Flex?
Peace, Flex. Damn, this guy's still going. Tell you right now, that premium will get you, good brother. 393 down here. I don't know about y'all.
I don't even use no premium, so I'm.
Yeah, I have to put premium in this, but yeah, that shit 390. Cause I'm looking, yeah,
That's a
my
lot of
shit,
bread.
bro. Listen, my shit about to be $80.
Peace,
7602.
peace, Lady Al.
Peace, Lady Al. 19.3 gallons at 393 a gallon. Whew.
It's a good thing you got a small tank though, cause
Yes, you got a behemoth.
yeah, we I gas 295, but we dropping $95 filling up.
Yep.
I drove that little Volkswagen in North Carolina. I was like, "Shit, it's small, but I like this filling up for $45.
Easy.
Mm-mm-mm.
Easy. Oh, come on, my G. Now the joint ain't working. I'm sorry, man. I gotta go here and get this receipt for business purposes.
Okay, I'm
I'm gonna
on.
mute myself. I'm gonna mute
Okay,
myself.
Mercury retrograde been something else. Flex has been um, it's been interesting. I think one of the more difficult things about Mercury retrograde is other people. If you pretty much got an ordered mind and somewhat of a regimented person, you can lock in. But if people, I think Mercury retrograde is the most difficult. Oh, you said my mic is low? Damn. What the fuck? Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can go in my settings and try to fix this mic. Uh, let's see. Devices, system, sound. Let's see. Mic check. Devices, microphone.
Prince not king, peace. I think that's what it means.
Yo, what's up, Prince Nakeem? They say my mic low. I'm trying to do a test real quick. Let me see
All
something.
right.
Uh, mic in front of. What about now? Mic check. Mic check. That's right, Lady Al. Mic check. Can't hear now. Okay. All right. Okay. Go back in. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. I don't know what the deal is with this. Let me try this. What about this? Mic check. So it's louder like that. I'm gonna have to get me a I'm gonna have to get me a focus right so I can plug my mic in and my podcast mic. Said no, not louder. It's still low. Shit. Bear with me. Let me see. Let me try something. See if I can adjust. Mic check. Mic check. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to do the best we can with what we got. All right. So, oh, okay. Putting in headphones. Okay. Okay, Dap, you there? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm about to walk in the house. Ah,
So, did you want to add anything for tear into this?
now I'll let you go in, and then I'll come in.
Okay.
We live.
Well, we were talking earlier for those who missed just about different experiences throughout this week that have just to me have brought to mind like um made me think about the importance of upbringing, and it's something I've touched on in videos in the past, and it's something that I allude to in the little booklet that I put out, the um the 2020 and the world 2020 and the world to come, that I put out last year. And something that gets lost, I think, a lot whenever you bring up the word spirituality is the simple things that are right around us. And right now the North Node is in Gemini, and it asks us to pay attention to the details that are right in front of us. Whereas the South Node and Sagittarius is like, the greater truth. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, the greater truth needs the details of what is right in front of your face. Okay. And what's right in front of our face is our physical lives that we live day to day, you know? And that's why the title, Amor, Friget, Sine, Cerere, et Baccho. That means bread becomes cold without, I'm sorry, love grows cold without bread and wine. Love grows cold without bread and wine. What's up? What's up, cuz? Leonard Robinson in here, Alabama. What's up, Yoel? Uh, Lady Al, I know what you mean. Um, so I want to give some I want to reference some sources tonight. You know, we're gonna pull from some books that some of y'all are probably familiar with. The Celestial Ship of the North, Anacalypsis. We're gonna pull from what else? Yeah, that's it. And from 2020 and the world to come. Okay, so just bear with me. And I want to just read some stuff, and let's see if the ancients uh, left us some simple things that maybe we have made complicated in our thirst for more. I'm going to start with this is from page 198. Osiris Isis, as the great Kabir of Egypt, was said to have revealed wheat by producing it. The origin of the Semitic Kabirim, the powerful and the mighty, the great, has disappeared in the shadowy mist of time. Now, that's for another discussion about the Kabir, um, the charcoal workers. But I just want to start with the opening volley. Osiris Isis, as the great Kabir of Egypt, was said to have revealed wheat by producing it. Okay, wheat. Now, what is significant about that is that, let me find my, I should have had that sitting there. Where's my, hold on 1 second. I can't put my hands on it right now, but on the tree of life, I've shown this several times, but on the tree, where the fuck is that shit at? On the tree of life, on the front side, we see that when you get down to spear 7, it's called Netzik. Okay, and hold on, I know where it's at. I know where it's at. Okay. When you get down to spear number 7 on the Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic tree of life, you get to Netzik, and Netzik is referred to as victory. Now, one of the um, means of receiving Kabbalah is to learning etymology. Okay, Kabbalah is it means reception, and one of the means to receive the emanations is to learn etymology. Okay, so if you see that, the clue is if victory is associated with Netzik, then I'm gonna look up victory. I want to see, well, what can that word reveal? Okay, and then by looking it up, you find out that, oh, okay, the word victory traces back to wheat. I'm gonna read something out of here. This is my little booklet. It says, um, a portion of the Egyptian mythos teaches that Isis and Osiris taught man how to cultivate wheat. In the section titled Numerology, I explain how the word wheat coincides with the word thing. The passage states that thing can be traced back to the word victory, the primary root of which is white, which means brave. The root white further traces back to the Old Norse veit, meaning fit, and vencer, to overcome in battle. So check this out. If Osiris and Isis, who are the Kabirim, teach man, they reveal wheat, and they teach man how to cultivate wheat, and wheat coincides with victory, and victory, it coincides with the spear Netzik on the Kabbalah, and that coincides with Venus, then now Venus, Isis, wheat, they're all the same thing. And we go a step further. Wheat also means seed. Seed means semen. Semen means light. Isis and Osiris taught how to cultivate semen. And what does semen produce? It produces a child. So you can take this on all levels. We're talking about spirit, but all the way down to the most mundane, how to raise crops, also how to raise a child. They revealed wheat, which is seed, which is semen, which is light, how to cultivate life, light, seed, semen, a child. Anacalypsis, Volume 2. Ceres was bread, Bacchus wine. Love grows cold without bread and wine. That's where I got Amor, Friget, Sine, Cerere, et Baccho. Bread is the flour of wheat, the most useful plant in the world. Of that plant, which by a peculiar blessing of divine love has alone the property of renewing its pollen or flower when destroyed by an accident. Let me read this again. Of that plant, which by a peculiar blessing of divine love, which is Venus, has alone the property of renewing its pollen or flower when destroyed by any accident. Thus, the flour or wheat or bread is the most appropriate emblem of divine love. Love, again, Venus. You keep seeing these, they all keep overlapping, talking about themselves. But but here's the kicker though. Go back to this Latin. Amore, Friget, Sine, Cerere, et Baccho. Bread or love becomes cold or grows cold without bread and wine. Listen, this is the key to unlocking houses 6, 7, and 8 on the astrological wheel. Because Ceres is the goddess of wheat. Okay. Ceres is where we get the word cereal. Okay. Ceres coincides with Virgo, the virgin. Virgo is the sixth house. Okay. That's the bread. Bacchus is the god of wine and the vine. Okay. Bacchus is also Dionysus. Dionysus is also Pluto. Pluto, Dionysus, Bacchus rule the eighth house, the house of Scorpio. But in between Scorpio and Virgo is the seventh house, which is Libra. And Libra is ruled by what? Venus, the goddess of love. So listen to this. Love, Venus, seventh house, grows cold without bread, sixth house, Virgo, and wine, eighth house, Scorpio. This is the balancing of the manna, which is take, eat, this is my body. Drink, this is my blood. Eighth house. This is what the whole Eucharist service is about. The Eucharist is about striking balance between chaos and order. It is about striving for perfection. The eighth house is the house of debts. But the word debt, DEBT, if you remove the vowel, it's DBT. That's the same word as doubt, DBT. DOUBT, remove the vowels and you have the same as debt. Your debts are your doubts. And so the doubts come to the scale. The bread, which is the sacrifice of one's own identity, comes to the scale, and they are balanced on the scale of relationship. So I want to, but let me read us a little bit more. Again, from Celestial Ship of the North, Virgo, the Virgin, is the cosmic mother of the zodiac, and from most ancient days has been depicted holding a child in her arms, typical of the advent of the new era. And from this has become the signature of the Immaculate Conception. The child is the symbol of the new humanity which the mother lifts up to the light. In old mythical or astronomical charts of the heavens, she is seen holding a sprig of wheat in her hand. Wheat grows in every country in the world and has never, like other fruits or cereals, been discovered in a wild state. It has defied every effort of scientists or botanists to trace it to its origin, indicating that it was originally not a product of the earth. The Virgin Mother of the celestial heavens holds in her hand wheat, symbol of divine food, which is within the reach of all. So now, when we think of spirituality now, it is most of what you look at on the internet is something that's out there. It's anti-mundane, anti-physical, anti-human, this and that. But listen what the ancients said. The ancients say that the wheat does not come from earth. It is predates earth. So that old mundane activity of raising your fucking seed is cosmic on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. I have seen I have seen people scramble because some YouTube person is coming to do a lecture, and they'll do anything to get rid of their child so they can come and see this person, this conscious lecturer coming to town. And you look at this child's face and see this little sad little child who's not been paid no attention to, who ain't been loved on. But that don't matter, because Brother Applesauce Beanbag Koofy is coming, and that's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
And that motherfucker's kids probably ain't seen him in a month of Sundays.
Possible.
If I can just keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me. Let me just look at one more thing. Back to Anacalypsis real quick. Volume 1. Because now we got to bring this thing home. Because if wheat, the manna, comes from off earth, then it has to tie back to something else off earth. So check this out. And this book comes out in 18, I want to say 36 or so. This 2-volume set is this something you study out for the rest of your life. The adoration of a black stone is a very singular superstition. Like many other superstitions, this also came from India. Buddha was adored as a square black stone. So was Mercury. So was the Roman Terminus. The famous Pensanuncian stone, or Pessinuntian, brought to Rome was square and black. The sacred black stone at Mecca, many of my readers are acquainted with, and George IV did very wisely to be crowned on the square stone, nearer black than any other color of the Scotia and Ireland. In Monfaucon, a black Isis and Horus are described in the painting, but not in the plate. I suspect many of Montfaucon's figures ought to be black, which are not so described. Pausanias states the Thespians to have had a temple and statue to Jupiter the Savior, and a statue to Love, which would be Venus, consisting only of a rude stone and a temple to Venus, Melanus, or the Black. At Corinth, there was a black Venus. Now, check this out. Listen to this. In my search into the origin of ancient druids, I continually found at last that my labors terminated with something black. Now, we have linked wheat with Isis Osiris. We have linked it with Virgo. We have linked it with Venus. And now we have linked Venus with melanin, black, Melanus. Now, here's the kicker. The time of feeling proud about your yours and my blackness is done. That's a wrap. That's old school. That is old news. It's done. That was supposed to be 20, 30 years ago. The business of moving into Aquarius is about the parents acting as parents. It's not about telling the child, I'm your daddy. You're going to respect me. No, it's now about acting like the father. It's now about acting like the mother. Because what this thing shows is the train, the line of thought here is leading up to a parentage. And then that means it leads up to responsibility.
Right.
And so
Yes, children.
much of what we see now is pandering for attention, pandering to start some type of quote unquote movement to rile people up, to get them to spend money, to get behind some movement
Right.
that has no purpose but the one or two or three people at the top of the pyramid to get paid. Because it's not about a group movement. It's done. It's dead. It's about parenting on all levels. It's about parenting literally in your house. It's about parenting yourself. The Hindu drama calls the planets grahas, grabbers. So it's like, am I going to be grabbed or am I going to grab I'm going to take on the role of the adult. I'm going to grab and control my own energy.
Yes. Yep.
You know, and so I just feel that's where we at with, because I think the reason so much black is being pushed, like everything's about commercials with black excellence and this and that, it is to lull the parents to sleep through their egos, because everybody wants to be patted on their back, especially when you've been getting your ass kicked. It's just it's human nature. But we're supposed to be to a point now where it's not about looking to be accepted and acknowledged, but it's about doing the business of finishing the work of the parenting. I'm the universe. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you get in depth. But I'll say this. I went and did a commercial for my astrology business at the university that I graduated from, that my wife graduated from. They got at least 50,000 students at this institution. This is not no Rudy Poot institution. So I go because my wife's like, well, a lot of these college kids are really into astrology now. And, I'm like, yeah, you right. I had a lot of 20-something-year-old people want readings. So I'm like, bam, I'm gonna go up here to the little newspaper they got, and they got all these advertising platforms and boom, boom, boom. So I don't get no contract or nothing. I'm thinking this is big time. Such go in, lady agrees, we're gonna do this, do that. I had to call this motherfucker and run her down about you said you was gonna have this ready in a week. It ain't ready. And then you missed the deadline and I gotta call you to follow up. Then you tell me I can have my MP4 file when it's done. Then you try to tell me no. And then your supervisor comes on and tries to tell don't apologize. Well, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. No, you're gonna make an excuse as if I should know what y'all's policy is. And
Right.
what I'm getting at, this is fucking parenting. Cause I know better not to do that shit because the way I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised, motherfucker, you take responsibility for your work. And so when people don't take responsibility, you will know the tree by the fruit it bears. But I just had to throw that. I mean, I think I know that's uh super basic, but I I, I think on all levels we see it. And then you look at all the stuff going on. How you expect people to come together now when everybody is undeveloped children who've never learned how to share, never learned how to participate in a group. Always me, 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 me. Pay me, and I'll get your service to you whenever I feel like it. But you have my money now. So when all that shit fades away and nobody can leech off of nobody else, and motherfuckers actually have to come together and work, which is where we're coming to now, where collectivism is going to be more important. Bartering, you ain't gonna be able to hustle everybody and charge $900 for a course.
Yeah, you're right.
Now you're gonna have to you're not gonna be able to fleece motherfuckers.
Yep.
Then turn around and ask for donations. That's
Yep.
bullshit.
Yeah. That's what I'm not too loud, am I?
Uh-uh.
Okay. Um y- um yeah, listen, man. My sentiments exactly, bro. Like I think that uh this is the time, and we've been talking about this from the inception of this podcast. It's time to tap in with self, and also find like-minded individuals, maybe share some information, um but it's really time for you to tap into what a skill set may be for yourself, for sustaining yourself and being able to add on in the group, because being a philosopher is not going to work in the future we're moving into. We're about to go back to physical work and analog, you know what I'm saying? And we're super, we're digital, and I've been saying this to Jamal for a minute. I feel like it's just like it feel like people are pressing right now to 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 gather fiat for something, and I don't know what it is. It just feels like a quickening is happening, and I just feel it, and I don't know if it's just society and how society's moving, but the way people are out here um trying to have you monetize your life is just it's at an all-time high, and also people asking for things, uh and let's just be honest, man. You talking about a business plan in a pandemic, and I'm not saying you can't start a business right now, depending on what it is, but you selling people dreams in a community that is barely making it already. Now you selling me a dopamine plan where I'm gonna listen to this lecture, get the dopamine rush, get excited, and then there's nothing to sustain me when I'm down or I feel like it's not going in the right way. Then you result back to your old way of thinking, and then whatever you was working on may get put on the back burner. And this is why I'm talking about, working on self. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not doing that, then when things pop up, it'll be easy for you to revert back to your old way of thinking. And you know, I think we just got to be careful with what we allowing our attention to be held by, and be careful of the charlatans out there, because it's just a lot of people out here grabbing just they just want your bread, and they're not offering you anything tangible. They're offering you uh a conjured up thought through themselves and others. And they're not telling you how to really tap in just yourself, or just with yourself. And I think you're right. The whole movement of the 60s, it's a wrap on that, and that's still being pushed. Community wise, we're probably still in the 60s, like as the black collective. You know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah.
probably still in the 60s, because we're still because all you got to do is look at the political climate, and like we're still fighting for the same things, bro.
We're
Like,
still looking for the next Martin Luther King.
right.
Yeah.
And nah, you good. But the whole thing is, and I heard Tyreek, I heard Tyreek say this. He said, I don't want to be the next Martin Luther King. Like, I just want to bring information for him. Don't put me. I don't want to be on top, because he know when you on top, you get knocked off. So he didn't want to be on top. Like, I just rather bring information. Don't try to make me the head of nothing. And when he said that, I was like, yo, that is what everybody in the community that's supposedly um a leader, they don't want to be the lead. They just want to talk about situations. So you're not gonna have that, because they already know what happens. The blueprint is already out there. You get your pop, you get your top pop.
Yeah, yeah. Can I interject something too?
Sure.
I think even beyond that, these motherfuckers is trying to get paid. I think they throw that out there as just, how can I say this? The info. What's that word? What's one of them titles we came up? Dopamine. Um.
Oh, dopamine. What was it? Dopamine dope dealer. Hold on.
Uh.
I got it right here. Digital dope dealers.
Digital dope dealers. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Digital dope dealers. I don't think it's not even to the point of I don't want to be the guy on top. I don't even think it's in. I just think motherfuckers is trying to get paid. People.
And I think that's a part of it. I don't want to be on top because I want to monetize.
I have no real purpose. Look,
Right.
if I have a if I have an end to this, if this mythical end is ever achieved, um, my retail ends. Think about this. As long as there is the perception of an enemy, I have something to sell.
We see it with Hitler.
Come on. Come on. Never forget.
Yep. We see it
Never
with
forget.
Hitler.
So as long as there's a boogeyman, I can
Right.
monetize because I can always come up with a strategy to overcome the man.
Yes.
And that's why they support that. These
Hmm.
people are propped up by the ones they say they are against
Being funded by him.
being
Straight.
funded.
Yep. We just watched a video on that.
We just watched the fucking video, man.
all your favorite guys
Shh.
from this video we watched allegedly.
Allegedly,
And nothing we've done over here has been by us.
nope.
It's
It's
been
all been
funded by
funded.
others.
It's all been funded. You
Every
know,
all the ones we have on the wall, the triune,
mm,
have been funded.
the council,
Yes.
the council of blackness has all been funded
Yes. Yes.
because it ain't
And
never been about that.
mm-mm.
It's never been about, it's always been about what are you doing individually?
Yep.
What is your code of ethics? What is your integrity lie? It's like you it's like you brought up about cats being on this one. Well, we try to put out the real information, and y'all don't get the views. Y'all don't watch this and that. So we have to here's the thing. I should be getting like 100 and something views on these
Hmm.
videos.
Right.
You know, we ain't changing up shit. That's protection. See, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say as long as you ain't took no deals from nobody.
Yep.
You know,
Uncompromised.
uncompromised. Let's understand what Saturn squaring Uranus is about.
And some people looking for that bag.
Right. But let's understand Saturn square Uranus. Saturn is structure, the rules, right?
Hmm.
Uranus is freedom. Long as I play by my rules, I maintain the freedom that I want. I don't want nobody telling me what I can and can't say and this and that. And because my audience, man, fuck that shit. We're going to get on here and talk about what we talk about and get 50 views or get 100 or whatever. So when cats play that violin about, we try to give y'all the information you want, but then y'all, no, that that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. You could, because what is your goal? You know what I mean? Like, if your goal is information and then you see information ain't kicking, then you trying to, now you conscious entertainment tonight. And then when that and so now all you're doing what everyone else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want entertainment tonight, I'll just go watch that. I'll go
Mhm.
watch E News. You know what I'm saying? The mainstream got that on lock. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Now, yes, you can get 1,000 people doing videos on entertainment, and you get some different perspectives of. But my thing is this: for one, entertainment is entertainment, but like, I'm not really pressed about people's lives like that. That's not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you, okay, yeah, we grew up in it. Now I got the wherewithal where I'm not really pressed with J Lo and Ben Affleck doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it doing over here in Raleigh, North Carolina for me? You know what I'm saying? It's just something to look at. You know what I mean? And that's it. But it like, what am I getting from that? But we know that's propaganda also. Like, we know Hollywood created that machine to sell movie stars. So we know that's fake. You know what I'm saying? And we know some of those artists be inviting the paparazzi to them for coverage. So
Mhm.
so we know excuse me. So we know that's fake. But when you supposed to be like, if me and Jamal say, if we've been doing this for 20 plus episodes, and then all of a sudden y'all start seeing the thumbnail with Kanye and Dave Chappelle and now we about to go in here and talk about what they're going through in their own personal life or what they're talking about. And I get it, it's societal and all of that, but yo, I don't really care what Kanye's political thoughts are. That's his thing. That's his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, yeah. Can I listen? Okay, cool. That's what you think. Okay, cool. After I turn that off, like, what does it really do? Nothing. So you know what I'm saying? So, Dylan and Conscious Entertainment tonight is it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's people out there that like that kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Now I like to watch a good decode or something, somebody decoding a movie or something like that. But I don't know. My thing is just I'm just in the knowledge, man. And it's been like that since I was young. I'm just in the wanting to understand. And I know there's the friendship, like entertainment and all of that stuff. But when I check in on people's channels, like I'm coming for understanding. When you start, if you're gonna talk about somebody in a metaphysical way, then okay, that might be cool. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not really. I'm not. I don't want to know. I don't want to know your thoughts on Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can look at Kanye and have my own thoughts of Kanye, and that's it. Like, I don't need to know 30. I don't need to be on YouTube and see 30 different channels talking about Kanye and all, and like I said, you might get some different perspectives, but at the end of the day, what does it mean? And so I don't need it. And then when you come on here and you start selling that you're conscious, and then people don't want to hear it, so now you're doing what people want to hear. Now you're in the capitalism. Let's just keep it a stat. You in the capitalism, and that's fine also, but don't sell me consciousness when you're really a capitalist. Just step right into the capitalism piece of it, and then sprinkle in your consciousness. But be what you are. Don't sell me the dream, and then later on, you're selling me T-shirts with monikers on there from 10 years ago and all of that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta just do that from the jump. So I know what it is, and then I know how to come through. Because if you sell me something first, it's like that's what I'm expecting from you. Then when you go left, yeah, you know what I mean? Then it's like, well, during this hour, you can watch something else on YouTube. You ain't gotta be over here. This is what we do. Then that's always the comeback. Just be bugging off cats.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't want to hear Now you don't want to hear nothing. No opinion on what anybody has to say about your podcast. Now you too big for opinions, and just go over there doing this hour or whatever. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, that's a funny comeback to me. Like, listen, that person is watching your channel because they was getting something for it, and then y'all getting, we'll be on my Dame Dash right now. Y'all start doing the chatty patty, and they like, yo, where are we going? And then you tell them to hop out because this is what we doing over here. But then y'all conscious, like, so at the end of the day, y'all capitalists, and it's great. That's cool. Like, that's the society we live in. Our society we live in is all about getting bread and monetizing. Monetizing everything, all the way from Think Media Channel to everybody's teaching you how to come on and monetize your life and get your merch up and how you gonna get your subscribers up and different things to talk about. And it's like, and then everybody runs to it. I was just telling you, and I don't even like getting on here doing the name calling and all of that, and I don't want to bring that energy, but just look at, and I'll just say this and be done. Just look at your man Kwame Brown. I was talking to you about this. I'm like, listen, the bull come on. He started chopping it up about Stephen A. and how they was talking about and all it. Now we're like, that was your end, but now what do you have now? Your end was salacious. Now the salaciousness is wear off. People tired of you talking. You talked about that for a month. Now that's dead. Now what are you gonna do? How are you gonna hold people's attention now? You know what I'm saying? Because you came in on salaciousness. So now what are you gonna do? Just and I ain't been over there in a minute. So you know what I mean? But it's just like now what are you gonna do? You know?
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
I want to bring up a comment from back Prince Nakeem. He said, "Can y'all go in on the connection between Kether and the crown, and how people don't want to take responsibility of wearing the crown? What does the crown represent to y'all?" Um, well, I just a opening volley to that. Um, Flex said, "Here's another one. They got more money than you." Yep. Um,
No
yeah,
doubt.
that's the one here. That's a big one. Yeah. Are we doing numbers over here? Well, how many? Look here, we only got 200 subscribers. Um, well, that's a multifaceted. I would say first thing is that Kether has to be received in stages, and that is what the part of what Kabbalah is. It's the reception of the all, and Kether is receiving that which is beyond it. But I think we are supposed to be constantly pushing for new levels of understanding. And I think that as you understand more and you are sincere in your quest to understand more, you naturally have to accept more responsibility, and whatever fashion that plays out in. You know, there's no way that understanding cannot come without responsibility. The two go hand in hand, you know, because that's why a child is irresponsible, because the child does not understand its role in life. It does not understand it as part of a unit, and it has a function. And in order for the whole unit to function that supports it, it has to do its role to support the unit. And so Kether is received. It's not received in just, oh, I'm gonna go up here and put my crown on. No, you got to toil for the crown. And then when you get to it, then once it arrives, then to wear that motherfucker. It's like what we're saying now, though we're talking about some super, basic shit. It's like to not cop out, and like we're saying, people say, well, we try to give y'all substance and then y'all don't want it, and so we have to do what we no. Either you wear your crown or you don't. Because the crown sometimes got spikes in it. Sometimes it's got thorns in it. It got your forehead bleeding because you have committed yourself to functioning at a certain standard that I am not gonna veer from. I'm not gonna play the games that these folks say because I do wear the crown.
Mm.
And as a people, all of the stuff that's geared towards now about constantly feeding you how great you are, and how superior you are, and how this and that, I think it's bullshit at this point of where we at in the game. It's kind of like that's cool to catch up to that, but after we catch up, that shit's gone. Like I said, in 1966, when the Black Panthers were introduced, Gene Roddenberry came out with Star Trek. If that does not set the stage One group came out, said, we're gonna go up against the pigs and this and that. And that we got to go back and question based on the video.
Yes.
Everything's been created.
And I think Judge Joe Brown even tapped in on that. The Black Panthers was funded.
It was funded.
Yeah. His
And
information.
so
That's what his information.
same year, Star Trek comes out. So it is beyond that. It truly, truly Aquarius, I've said this before. Aquarius is about how does my individual light shine out into the world?
And that's what they hindering. They hindering individualism. No one in the conscious community is pushing individualism in that way. Not sitting telling you like, man, come on, you gotta, start, meditating, start getting healthy. It's just like, nah, shoot me $80 for this seminar, and I'm, because it seemed like that's what you like. What he just said. It's like, yo, if we got information, we just shooting y'all the information. Like if I come across something, I come on here, I just share it. You know what I mean? I'm a each one teach one guy. I'm not a game is to be sold. The game is not told us to be sold guy. I'm a each one teach one guy. You know what I'm saying? If I'm paying for books or whatever, yeah, I'll show you the book. Hey, you can go get it if you want it. But if I find something interesting in that, I'm just giving it to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really super pressed about the monetization of information like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, take it and do what you will with it. And that's it. And that's just me. You know what I mean? But Cats is monetizing information. And I was telling Jamal this one thing I respect about some pastors, growing up in different churches or whatever. One thing I respect about some of them was they was like, don't believe me, go study for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a mouthpiece or whatever, but go seek for yourself. And we're just not taught that. It's something that you may learn over time, or somebody may pull your coattail to it and you do it. But coming to school is about memory, remembering, to regurgitate, and your research on that is to just regurgitate what you learn. How well do you know it? But we just haven't been, we haven't been programmed. The programming hadn't been there. And I think I think that could be on purpose also, to not just go out and seek information. And somebody said something. Let me scroll back. I think Prince Nakeem said it. See if I can find. And I thought it was very interesting. But somebody said something in the comments that I thought was very interesting. And I don't know. I can't find it, but
It's like it's like this. One thing. What's up, Serious Biz?
Serious.
One thing I run into, like when I'm reading, is that, and this is kind of, I guess kind of off, but it is part of it. It's like you can do so much damage to people by mishandling them at certain points in their journey. A lot of people are very vulnerable. A lot of people have been hurt in a lot of ways. And I'm gonna tell you a lot of the people who are into quote unquote consciousness have a lot of wounds that come from organized religion or people affiliated with organized religion. And they have not healed those wounds. And they come over to quote unquote consciousness with the same mindset that they had at the church or whatever else. And they're looking for a new pastor. And when you're looking for that new pastor, you are vulnerable to getting worked. You know, the game of pimping is not just relegated to being on the track. The game of pimping is about recognizing vulnerabilities in people and speaking to those. If you are astute enough and you pay well enough attention, a person will speak their wounds eventually. And you figure out how to speak to those wounds and you pull them in. And then next thing you know, this person has jumped from the frying pan to the skillet. Now, to them, they'll swear up and down they done found the way, the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's something I encounter when some people I do readings. Like a lot of people have been done so dirty, like by the church. Any concept come up that they remotely think might be referring to a Jesus or a Savior or a Christ or anything, they're ready to chop your head off. Okay. And they might have found them some new practice to be involved with and this and that, but they still had a wound that wasn't exercised or it wasn't healed. And so this is one of the things about the internet. It allows you to jump from pool to pool and not to be initiated.
Mm-hmm.
And you initiate yourself by taking your time and learning. And I want to
Right.
put this out here just for the record, because this is kind of off, but I want to put this out here. If you're still in the point in your journey where if you hear the name Jesus come up, that it make you want to put up, like when somebody would come to the vampire with the crucifix and the vampire be stripping. Like if it's still like that for you, then you need to buckle down and study. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you. I I can't go into detail, but I meet these different people, right? And I had to school somebody who tried to tell me about if if this has anything to do with organized religion, let me let you know now. I am not da 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 da, and I don't. Da, da. I said, I had to catch myself, and then I had to scholastically explain who the fuck I am, who you're talking to. You're not talking to some Rudy Poop motherfucker out some goddamn church. And so I had to go and break down that Jesus is Issa. Issa means essence. Essence means Esh. Esh means fire. So when you're fucking talking to me, don't talk to me like I'm some Rudy Boo. Even if I do allude to a Jesus motherfucker, I'm talking about something mystical. something deep. But and excuse my Moorish Latin, but what I'm saying is that people get these wounds from being in organizations where they've been mishandled, and they jump right over into another organization where there's another, it's not a preacher, but it's a guru now. And they follow everything this man or woman says. But one thing they never did was they never studied. They never
Yeah.
studied. You know, and so these concepts get like, do you know how much the Bible is Kabbalah? The Bible is astrology.
Flex just said that too. The Bible still got major wisdom in it. And he said it is thick too.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to tell Jamal, Walter Williams would be like, throw the Bible out. You don't need that. I was like, yo, I ain't throwing the Bible out,
You've
B.
been telling the same lecture for fucking 30 years.
I'm like, the Bible heavy. I don't know. Like, the Bible's heavy. You know what I mean? Whether it's a collection of stories or what, that the Bible's heavy. It's a lot of information in the Bible, bro.
You can't respect the book until you done studied other things.
Mm-hmm.
And when you study and you like you gotta know astrology to hear the thing that says love becomes frigid without bread and wine. And you know, bread and wine is the Eucharist, it's the communion's service, the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so even if you just start with the communion service right there, that shit is so metaphysical and occult and hidden. But on the surface, it's you know, it's you know, oh, it killed my savior and this and that. No, that shit ain't got nothing to do with that. But I know I'm going all over the place, but
Nah, I think you hit it on the head. That's why I like that companion Bible. Because when you get to the back of that joint, it's tapping into astrology. And when I first got that Bible, I was really taking notes and excuse me, going in on it. But yeah, I think everything. I think all the books has some importance. Obviously, you know, the ones that's not being written to throw you off trail. But you know, you had cats talking about you don't need Echoes in the Dark Land anymore, and you don't need Ivan Van Sertima books anymore. And I'm like,
motherfuckers
you
that
know,
can't even read.
I'm like, nah, I think like I'm not for throwing stuff out, bro. Okay, you know what I mean? Like you're pulling up books that was written in 18 plus, and it's like, and it makes sense in 2021. You know what I mean? Like it's you can't throw books away, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Like that just don't make any sense to me. Now I heard that and I was just like bugged out. But you know, ultimately though, um, just circling back, man, like in this day and age right now, you you gotta be you gotta be tapped into like it's time to like find out what you know, I don't I don't have a straight line per se, but you got to find some type of line. I guess my straight line is unadulterated truth. That's what I like to say. So you know, I kind of, I'm everywhere trying to put the puzzle together for me, but that's where I think, you know, that's where I think people need to be. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, like working on yourself, finding if you got a skill set, and then maturing in that, and you know, coming across some like-minded people, and locking in on that, because there's so much confusion out here. What's that knot called? The Gordian knot or whatever. Like there's so much going on out here that'll have you going, as they say in the Bible, to and fro. If you don't have, if your mind's not locked in, you'll be going to and fro. You'll be a kite in the wind. And cats at this time is throwing so much at you, and like if you don't got the wherewithal to see through it, you're gonna be trapped.
I want to say something else too to piggyback on that. A pimp never wants a woman to be around her family. Once you separate the woman from her foundation and her base, she has no foundation. And the only foundation she has is you. You become her family. I become your daddy. I'm your father. I'm your man, your father. I'm your chastiser. I'm everything. I'm your
Yep.
family. I'm your all in all. One of the things that we got to go on and put on out here. Let's just put it on out here. Once you separate a people from all things divine,
That's us.
you separate them from any divinity, and you strip them away, then the motherfucker who might come across your camera might be your new deity. You gotta be careful. I'm gonna go back. And I thought I was so on it in 2012. I came home. My pops had a stroke. I came home to visit, and he knew I was, really hot and heavy into, just my journey, And I'm thinking at this time I'm on it, and I look back like, motherfucker, you ain't no shit, What he said. He had Blavatsky's book Isis Unveiled in the 70s. He only had volume 2 though. And I remember seeing it all the time sitting on his bookshelf. And he handed me the book. He said, I think you're ready for this. He said, now I'm going to tell you this, son. He said, you got to be careful with this stuff, because if you're not careful, you'll become an atheist. And I'm looking like, man, Daddy, you still go to church, and you I'm a god, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm thinking this to myself. I'm like, okay, all right, Daddy, it's cool, but I appreciate it. I was excited to get the book, and here we are, 2021, as I sit here, and as we prepare for the nodes to shift to the south node. And do y'all understand the significance that in January the south node will be in Scorpio and the north node will be in Taurus? That means Pandora's box is about to open the fuck up. So personally, you look in your chart and you see where you have Scorpio. Remember, I said the saying said, love becomes cold without bread and wine. Scorpio is the wine part. Wine represents chaos. Okay.
Mhm.
And so Scorpio is opposite Taurus. So all these people who have thought that everything's a joke, I just do whatever the fuck I want, and I'm you know the motherfuckers we talk about on the phone, you know. Well, guess what, baby? You gonna get what you want.
Yeah.
You're gonna get what you want now. And what's gonna happen is you're going to be looking for security, Taurus, North Node, security, and security in your day to day. And so I'm thinking back on what my old man said. Son, be careful. No, you don't have to go around here saying Jesus is my Lord and Savior and this and that. No, ain't nobody promoting that. But what I am saying though is a word of caution. Because if people dwindle away all your foundation, you will find yourself standing on nothing
Mm. And being thrown to and fro.
and thrown to and fro. Understand, not just the South Node is going to be in Scorpio, but also Neptune will conjunct Jupiter in Pisces. And so Neptune is great for it's the higher octave of love.
Mm-hmm.
It is that energy that sees beyond. It is the world beyond what I see, okay? But the flip side is this. Neptune says, I want to leave this world. So when Neptune conjuncts Jupiter and Jupiter expands whatever it touches, if you have a problem with substance abuse, get your shit in check now.
Mm.
Get your shit in check now. You got this. See, look, we're living in a big ass fucking high school. All this social media is about influence. This is fucking high school. It's about peer pressure. But everybody's doing it. Everybody. If you think back to high school and you think about all your fuck ups in life, let me raise my hand about how many of mine came by getting into shit that I didn't need to get into. Come on, man. We about to shit, man. Come on, man. Those infamous words. Shit, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people got fucked up. A lot of people dead
Yeah.
behind shit, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. You know? And so don't you think it's funny that so much use of narcotics is being promoted right now? Now, I ain't judging nobody because, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say, look, I done smoked.
You put that on there, huh?
Put that on that motherfucker.
Oh, man.
Tell you something. So you ain't talking, just not coming from no fucking Carlton motherfucker.
Right.
But at 44 years old, you're supposed to have some sight. Y'all be able to
Yeah.
see some shit.
Indeed.
Let me tell you something. When you see everybody running towards something, especially now, you would be wise to, if you ain't gonna run away, to stop and look kind of cockeyed at it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a play going on. There's something's in play, man.
Yeah. I'm
It's
telling you. It's a quickening. And to circle back to the beginning of your build, we we um we really had to do research, man, because as you said at the beginning, everything was stripped of us. Our religion, our belief system, excuse me, just stripped. So when for those of us that begin to like, okay, well, where we come from, and what what were we at one time or whatever, we're some of the best researchers because you had to dig through everybody else's history to try to find your history. And if you had the wherewithal, you were peeping other people's history. Oh, you told me I'm a savage, but I see some savagery over here. You was really over here wilding. You pop over in this this I'll just say community. Oh man, y'all was over here wilding. Everybody making it look like we the savages and wild, and then you start piercing through the veil, and you're like, nah, hold on, it's a lot of wild.
Real dumbest.
Yes, it's like, yo, it's a bunch of it was some things going on back in the day that that look watch people's hopping on Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is like, yo, when you start going back, you start seeing some things, and it's like, that was you guys also. But what I was getting at is we had to really pierce through everyone else thing to try to find our stuff. And I don't know, I don't know if we come from the continent, don't know if we were here. Like it's so convoluted, but that's what made us what we are right now, is just that research of wanting to know. And if you had the wherewithal digging through, you kind of got a picture. So to dovetail to your ending point, like in our 40s, we should have some wherewithal. We should be able to see some things now, because we the ones that really had to go study to try to find ourselves in history. You know what I mean? And in that, we got open to a lot of different things. A lot of us, we was in the truther community. The video, the video, I sent my wife and Jamal this video about this ex-CIA guy. And I was, I think I even said it on the podcast before about, those movies in the 80s. They was telling us what they were doing in those Delta Force movies with Chuck Norris and Rambo with Sylvester Stallone. That wasn't just a screenwriter dude sitting at home thinking of this. That was predictive programming. That was CIA, FBI induced information to get you to, as he said in that video, to build up cachet with the American people. So when we come to you in real life about going to Nicaragua or wherever to bomb, or you're already bought in because you didn't seen the movies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the game they play. And now that and in the 80s, we're young, we all in our early, we're all 10, 11 years old. Most of us probably on here. We probably all around the same age, everyone on here. And then, so we don't even know that programming, but now we do. And now we have the wherewithal to see it everywhere now. Now we see it everywhere. We see it on YouTube. We see it on social media. We still see it in society, obviously. But now people done took blueprints that were for certain things and made it mainstream now. So all this monetization of things was to get you to spend. Now you got people that found the cheat code and telling you how to tap into that. So the stuff you was once against, you're tapping into for benefit. So it circles back to the so-called conscious channels that Oh, y'all don't want we give y'all the information, y'all don't want it, and then y'all start going to another place. But you was just telling me 10 years ago that this was the negative thing. Like this was the Matrix. 10 years ago was the Matrix. Now you're doing what you told me was the Matrix 10 years ago. With no explanation. No explanation, man. You just hop right on in. But we have the wherewithal to see it. So now when we see it, we just pull back, analyze it, and step off. and you know, you can share it, you know, whatever, but it's so much. There's so many things I be peeping. I just sometimes I just laugh. Sometimes I keep it internal. Sometimes I share it, and I'm just like, at the end of the day, man, I just got to make sure me and mine is right. Because if not, you're gonna get caught up in the whirlwind, bro. Like for real. You Yeah, you right, wise feminine. Some just don't make the deeper connection, but it's right there, man. It's like right there. And I don't make the connection on everything, but I'm just saying, like, I see a lot. And you know, it bugs me out.
Yo, I wanna Prince the King coming with the questions tonight. Very interesting connection between age, experience, and sight. Why do some old folks seem to still be blind yet have gone through many experiences? Then he said, is it the fact that they didn't go through experiences that challenged them to grow? You asking multifaceted questions, which is great. And if I can just uh, do an opening volley here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because some people are old don't mean that their souls are old. For one, and so some people got a few more rounds to go. You know, um, if we if you subscribe to the idea of reincarnation. But here's another thing though, as a kicker. And I've been wanting to do this video on this about my cousin sent me something he came across about leisure, etymology of leisure.
Oh yeah. Share that.
And so the deal is this. Here's the play. Our planet was designed for leisure. Earth is a place of leisure. Now, don't run off with what I'm saying until you hear me out, because the word leisure does not mean what we think.
Yes, go in.
The word leisure is not Ralph and Susie down at the country club drinking mimosas and talking about, you know, how Karen wants her cuckold. You know, it is leisure means to learn, which ties back to the word school. So school ties back to the word she'el, which is hell. So this is how everything gets jumbled up and becomes confusing. So you hear some people say this is hell, and you know I'm trying to escape. I ain't never coming back, and this and that. Nah, 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 nah. That's not how you get out of here. You got to understand the full facet of what these words mean, because they give you
Yes.
confused.
Yes.
Yes, this is hell,
Mm-hmm.
but hell is also school,
So what
and
do you do in
school
school?
is also a place of leisure. So what is hell ultimately? Hell is a place of leisure. And so leisure is a place of learning. Now, what has happened is
Yes.
that nefarious forces who cannot leave the school, which is why they operate the way they do, they can't leave. They are that 21-year-old who's a senior in high school. You know them cats. They was, 21 and still at, that's them.
Right.
And so the goal is to remove the learning. So some people are the victim of the absence of leisure in their lives. They don't know what it is to learn.
Yeah.
They only know what it is to survive, to get by.
Yeah.
I talked with the whole conversation about Venus and the bread and the wine. That is what the learning is. That's leisure. To be able to see the chaos in your life, to see the nourishment in your life and balance it is leisure. That's the fucking learning.
That's the learning, bro. It's about learning.
It's about learning. It's about learning.
And
Motherfuckers got
they
it all. Go ahead, my bad.
now I was just saying, like, when you look at your elders and your family, he said it. Jamal said it. They had so much on them. They was about surviving and getting through. Now, what they told you, some of them, like my dad told, I'll just keep it on me. Well, my dad told me to read everything. He didn't tell me why. He told me be quiet when you walk in the room and peep game. Basically, see to understand your surroundings before you speak, know what's going on, and read everything. You know, and I don't know. I never asked him like, Pop, why? I just was always just listening in tune. But my dad was born in 50, you know, so he come from a time, because I was asking him like, how did you feel like, you were like 14 and 15 when 18 when Malcolm X and all these people, like, how was you feeling at that time? You know what I'm saying? But I think it's like Jamal said, bro, like those people, and even further back, like our grandparents, like they wasn't, I think you said this before, they wasn't on no metaphysics and like knowing things, or maybe some of them, but they didn't have the understanding of what we have right now. Some of them couldn't even read. You know what I mean? So they was like he said, they was on survival, bro. Like, it's our generation that has the understanding of what's going on now. You know what I mean? They gave us a layup towards it, but it was for us to come in and kick the door in and get the knowledge and then add on and spread it.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, you're right. And I think that's why you look at it's good to always pay attention to Neptune and Pluto because they're so far out. They are, and Uranus too, but these are very way out and they're very slow, 14 to 26 years
Mm.
um, between the two of them in their cycle, or how long they're in a sign, you know. And so we are, for the most part, we're part of the Pluto in Venus or Pluto in Libra generation. Now, Libra sits between the bread and the wine. And so we are the generation with Pluto in Libra that represents the love that sits between the Scorpio house and the Virgo house. And with Pluto, that's transformation. Now, Libra is also where we get the book Libro or the word Libro. which is Spanish for book. And so we're transforming knowledge. So Pluto and Libra generation is here to create a new relationship with knowing itself, with the act of knowing. That's a responsibility that's on our shoulders. And mind you, that's known when with the whole metamorphosis of hip hop. It is because you're mostly dealing with children with Pluto and Libra who are supposed to communicate a new type of love, a transformed love, a new relationship with other. And part of the relationship with others is how you communicate. And so we're Generation X because we're that unknown. What will come of them? What will they transform into? You know, um, I know I'm going all over the place, but go Prince Nakeem again. He said, would you say that Gemini is focused on learning small picture and Sagittarius is focused on graduating big picture? Yeah, that's one way you could look at it.
Wise feminine agree with them.
Yeah, I think that's one way you can look at it. I think here's another way to look at it. If Sagittarius is the teacher and Gemini is the student, the best teachers are those who remain a student. Okay.
Forever learning.
And so this is how that's why Gemini is short distance travel. Sagittarius is long distance travel because it's the greater truth. How do we get to the greater truth? Pay attention to what's all around us. So I think we all saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
What you was about to say something, Dap?
Now I was just I just said forever student when you said the teacher is learning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and life experiences, because Prince said, he said, I'm an Aquarius with the Gemini moon, so I love to learn, but I hate to I so I love to learn, but I had to learn that reading is only going to get me so far if I don't experience things for myself.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. Like, we gotta go out here but you gotta you definitely gotta experience life, but then you have to just watch the pitfalls of it. Gotta live it, but you gotta watch the pitfalls. And that's why, I'm really big on downloads and you get that eerie feeling, and I feel like we attached to something, and um and they can tap your shoulder like, no, 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 don't like like how you were saying earlier, come on, we just going around here, like you get that tap on your shoulder, like, now he a noodle, don't go around there with him. It ain't gonna be nothing but trouble. Then you gotta find your exit stage left. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm gonna chill for a minute, bro. Because he wild. And if you don't got that wherewithal, bro, like, and I didn't always have it, but as I got older, I had it, and I knew to say, nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna chill right here. I wait till y'all get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you and that's where people in your surroundings come. Because I always, like, I was feeding my sons heavy. I was like, man, listen to how your friends talk. Listen, like your friends will tell you who they are without telling you who they are. Just listen. These dudes always talking about, yeah, man, I thought about getting somebody. Be careful with that guy. Be careful you with him. Cause he might mess around and think y'all cool and he make a move and you just automatically down and you ain't down. Oh, you just gotta listen.
Yeah.
If I'm around a cat that lie a lot,
That's a cat I don't want to be around. First of all.
I can't trust nothing you talking about. I'm just nodding like, oh, yo, word? Okay, yeah. I remember, man, my man back in high school, we had a liars club. We was around somebody. We used to like we had a like we might be walking around through our town or whatever and just popping through places. Run up on the dude, he just I go race this go kart down in East Stroudsburg. I'm like, man, my man looking at we listen to him talk. We step off, we like, bruh, my man's lying. Like he doesn't have that going on. Like you're bugging. We had a whole little funny club because, like I said, people will tell you who they are long. You around them long enough, and man, especially if I'm with you and I hear you telling a lie to somebody else, and I know that you lying for a fact. Watch your surroundings, man.
That's something Gemini is very good at. Gemini is good at um details. My middle daughter is a Gemini. All my children are mutable. Oldest is a Pisces. The next is Gemini. The next is Pisces, and the youngest is Sagittarius. Ooh, Sagittarius. My oh my. I'm a Sagittarius rising, so I get to see myself in her. It's like, damn. She takes my stubbornness to a whole different level, you know. So I get to see the Sagittarius Gemini dynamic play out with those two, you know. And it's funny because the youngest Sagittarius is closer to the oldest Pisces, and the middle Gemini is closest to the the youngest Pisces. It's funny, you know. Um,
I know, I know you be having fun in the office, just peeping the movements going around.
yeah, and then looking at the chart, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, Venus is in Scorpio. Oh boy, you know, cause my youngest, she been giving us hell. Venus in Scorpio, cause she having her Venus return, and then it don't make no easier. Now Venus is in Sagittarius, which means she is just feeling herself right now. You know, it's a trip, but it's it's just a trip watching these things play out. Um,
I think you need both Prince not King. I think you need street smarts and book smarts, so you can just maneuver. Now maneuver, you gotta know you have to know how to maneuver both worlds because our world is street from the jump. Like
mhm.
that's just and not all of us, but a good portion of us. When we walked outside, we didn't know what to expect.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And now book smarts, yes, you definitely need that. Growing society, better yourself, and all those different things. But we start off, most of us, gaining street knowledge, and then we slide over, to whatever you understand, whoever you are as an individual, because that's an individual thing. Um, then we slide over to education, but I think you need both. I think you definitely need both.
My
Um,
mama always said you got to have two languages.
mm,
And my mother was a teacher,
mm-hmm.
and we were clowns. Like, Mama, you get to school, you be like, and yeah, some dollars. She come. Mom,
Yep.
I want to bring my mama on the show one Friday. She said she'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
My funny thing, my mama, I kind of rectified her chart. My mama don't know what time she was born, but chart rectification is you can figure out things that happen in a person's life, and you can backtrack and rectify and set up their chart. And I deduced that my mother has Mercury in Leo, and she has Scorpio. I mean, Pluto in what did I say? I think it might be Aquarius. No, Scorpio. No, she's got Mercury in Scorpio. Okay, what does that mean? I have Pluto in Libra squaring Mercury in Capricorn. When Mercury squares Pluto, it's usually a cussing motherfucker. They say it's potty mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my mama, she, I have never seen a person that cuss like my mama. I never seen a person that could say motherfucker with such vigor
she,
like
she
my.
got Samuel beat, huh?
Oh man, oh she got Samuel beat. She had that motherfucker shaking in his pants. You
Oh
know,
wow.
I told him, motherfucker, I wish they'd bring me on the camera and ask me about taking a motherfucking. It's like, God damn, she is special. But what I'm saying is, she always said you got to be able to talk two languages.
You know when
Um,
I learned that? Not to cut your wisdom. Doing job interviews.
mhm.
And that's probably where most of us learn it. You go in that first job, second job interview, you gotta have your language gotta be, because outside we slanging and what's going on, B, and what's up, son, and I'm from the East Coast, so it's like, but then you get in the interview, you gotta have a little vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? To maneuver in that world to get a job. Cats is pressing you. You gotta have full answers. I was just like, it can't be no, yeah, and I just like bagging groceries. Like, no, we like explain to me why you like bagging groceries, and they asking you in a way you gotta. Well, I enjoy grabbing the cans by the top and place them in the bags and making sure that I have enough room to get the rest of the product in the bags. And then I ask them if they want it doubled. Like, you got to go into it. So over time, you're like, yo, I can't bring slang into the work environment. I need to know how to. So, I one thing about me back, I think I shared this on here before. When I worked at the newspaper company back in Harrisburg, like, and I started reading the newspaper every day, and I would ask coworkers like, "Hey man, what this word mean?" Just thinking people know what words mean, and they didn't know what half them words meant. And they was like, "Hey man, why don't you just write them down and then go home and look them up?" And that's when I started broadening my vocabulary
Mhm.
through that. Never gonna be a Bob Costas, but that's when I started widening my vocabulary. And Prince said one thing too, then, and I thought this was no, UL said books and stories are compound experience one can use as a practical tool, but is theory till wisdom is applied. And I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think you can read books, but yeah, you gotta. It's like me and my wife be saying application. Like, you come across a lot of different things, but have you applied it? And we can get caught up in sharing stuff without having done it ourselves, as we see people on YouTube do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Smoke this, and It's gonna uncalcify your third eye, and then you turn your comments off, and nobody can. Yeah. So yeah, it's two
So
on the dot, brother. How you feeling?
I think I'm probably, it's a good time to go and wrap it on up. Just that, you know,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Prince, you right. Listen, and teachers knew how to play the kids that was like they knew the kids that couldn't read and all of that. I seen cats get played like that in school. You know what I mean? You in there cracking jokes and being funny. Hey, Brian, yeah, read paragraph, and oh man, that dude, oh man, I'm just like, Ryan, yeah, read paragraph such and such on page 45. You get to looking at, he get to fidgeting and moving around in that seat. All of a sudden he got to pee. Hey, I done seen cats get fronted on in school, bro. And it wasn't pretty.
Oh man.
Yo, it wasn't pretty, bro. Straight up. Because they knew the kids could they be grading papers and looking. They know these kids. The teacher know. Teacher like, oh, you want to be funny? Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. Come up here and spell. Hold on. What?
Spell the motherfucker.
I remember Cash used to be like, yo, you can't even spell UNLV. Oh man, this is not funny, but cats in high school is the bug. Yo, high school was the bug out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm, mm. Oh man. And teachers was funny.
Mm-hmm. Um. Well. I do want to say this before we go. I am working on a new no, not YouTube, a new. Yeah, I am gonna do a new YouTube channel, but a new website, and I'll be letting everybody know about that soon. It's gonna be strictly for astrology.
Nice.
So, been working on some things. Got a new YouTube channel. I'm gonna start strictly on astrology,
Okay.
and
You still working on the name?
oh yeah, I got the name.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but I want to wait till this young man finishes the job here,
Okay.
get it up. Then I'll, hopefully everybody
That's
can.
gonna take off, bro. Yeah, that's gonna take off because people are like cats is really trying to figure themselves out.
Yep.
I really think I think, from what you've been saying, just with the reactions you've had or the people you've interacted with um since you've been doing it, uh I think that's something I think it's something that we always wanted to know, where we come from and all of that stuff and what's like. I think that's maybe innately in us, but now um it seems real prevalent that people are looking, trying to find themselves, or you know I just say a lot of people are looking internal now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people are looking. Period.
Yeah, yeah,
People are trying to find
exactly.
solutions, and they're trying.
Yes, yes.
Not to get on my soapbox. I want to say this before we. I just want to say this. I practice what I preach. At least I try to. You know, I turned down. Just got to share this yesterday. Somebody reaches out. They want me to do a reading on the same day. I say, and it's a brother. I say, well, um, I could do your reading Saturday. I said I like to take my time and go over a chart before I do it, and so I give you the best service. This motherfucker tell me I would on somebody else call me back and they could do it today. You know, I'm sorry, my moon is in Aries. I'm impatient.
Mm.
But and I shouldn't call him a motherfucker. I just say motherfucker because that's the word I just use all of it's like saying the and. But the point is I turned down this money. I could have just because whoever, if he wasn't, even if, and that's if he wasn't bullshitting. He may just not have wanted to pay. But if he did get somebody else to do a reading on the same day, that means it's the people we've been sitting here talking about on YouTube and this and that. Shit, I'll take that money.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a person a disservice to say, I'm gonna look your chart over 5 minutes and I'm gonna give you a 60 that 90 minute or whatever reading filibustering.
Yeah. Freestyling it.
But the person don't even appreciate you know what I'm saying? So
Blinded by what they want.
you're gonna get fucked. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
go spend some money, you're gonna get. I had to tell a lady today. Here's another example. I want to know, is my baby gonna have a hard life?
Oh man.
I said, I don't do fortune telling. And there are types of astrology called horary, where people can say, "Am I going to find my cat?" Or is my wife going to come back? Like there's a style of traditional astrology for that type of. And I told her, I said, I don't think I'm the person you're looking for, because I don't do fortune telling, and I'm not going to sit here and why would you give me the power of letting you know whether your child is going to have a good life or not?
Take it back to the beginning of the podcast.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. You're the one who's supposed to water the seed, lady.
You gonna anoint me as your God? I can tell you whether your. I wish I would let a motherfucker tell me whether my child's gonna be. But that's all. I just want. I just had to share that, man, because it's like,
Damn, it's a lot to unpack in that too.
yes. And if you listen to me, you can game people. People are very ripe for the picking out here.
Listen.
Because you just said, hold on, let me say this. Because
Now
you
you good.
you said people are searching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a good side and a bad side to that. You can
Mm-hmm.
get God out here. But that's all I wanted to just conclude with.
And yeah, and you right. You right. And you got people out here looking for the vulnerable.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
scammers are everywhere.
Yes.
So, you got people out here looking. There's people that can sense your vulnerability
Yes.
and then pounce on you.
Yes.
And then you'll be giving all your savings to an African in Nigeria over the phone that you never met. And on that note, I'm out. Yes, MJ. Integrity is everything. Yes.
Yes.
And that's the whole thing about, just and I know we kind of moving around, but that's the whole thing about what, like with the music. We give y'all the music. If we pop up and Jamal just flip this whole script, y'all gonna be like, hold on. Like the bull was just rapping like this. Now all of a sudden you know, he red and blue purple like Fred. You know what I'm saying? It's like you'd be like, hold on, like we didn't just get they didn't just gave a cachet of all of this music. I'm thinking now, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then all of a sudden it's like, duh, 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 duh. Beats then changed up. Y'all gonna be like, hold on, like what we doing over here? So, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm saying is, you know, when we sit down with the music, we just talk about like we just progressing in the way we progressing. Like we're not trying to tap into anybody else, whatever's going on in society and all of that. We're just giving you what we give you. And whoever's gonna find it's gonna find it. And whoever's gonna latch on is gonna latch on, and that's how it's gonna grow, you know. But uh, but that integrity is everything. That's
Very
what we be talking about. And that's what he just, obviously that's what he just said about not wanting to take that guy's money, man. Like he could have been I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll feed him something. And what are you getting when you buy the webinar?
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? This, not to dig back into that. I'm just saying, but what are you getting? You know? What are you really getting that's tangible that you're gonna be able to use after the webinar is over? So, you know, I don't know. I
Yo.
just I just I just I just listen.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Prince said before we get out, what does the title of the podcast mean in English? The Think Music Podcast?
I think the title for tonight's podcast,
Oh, my bad. Okay, I'm like, it means love becomes cold without bread and wine. Um,
yeah, Flex. I'm glad your pen came back out. You
Flex
know,
say Flex, you got the 0.7 going. Yeah,
yeah,
that Sharpie.
yeah. And
Um,
MJ, you ain't got to worry about us selling out. We locked in.
yeah, for sure. Let me ask y'all this real quick. With how many of y'all would be into reading listening to an audio book? I'm just curious. Do any of y'all listen to audiobooks? They're like, nigga, I'm fixing a sandwich.
MJ said she will listen.
Maybe. Okay,
Flex like
flex.
audiobooks.
Okay. Um,
Prince
okay,
listen to
Prince
him all the
listen to
time.
him all the time. Okay. Well, one of the people in the live wise feminine, she does voiceover work, and I'll just put this out there. She reached out to me about you know working together to do something with my book, and I'm
Mm.
even thinking about maybe, to be honest, I don't know if this could be put. There's so much visual stuff. I don't know if this could be put to audio, but you know,
Oh, my bad.
yeah. So, but just to let y'all know, Wise Feminine is in the game of doing voiceovers. Maybe we eventually can get her to do us a think music. You know, what
That
they
would be
call
dope.
that.
That would be dope. Intro?
Yeah, intro. But what? No, it's the damn, the drops between the segments when we do the drops. You're now listening to the Think
Oh,
Music Podcast.
oh, one of those.
Yeah,
I got you.
but But you had something to close out.
Nah, man. Oh, I ain't. Nah. I think I played this beat before. So yeah, I got some new stuff on the laptop, but I don't even have it set up. But yeah, I'll probably tap into some of these beats this weekend though. It's a lot to I got an album to send you pretty much, so
Oh, come on with it.
straight up. I've been sitting on these beats for a minute. I got an album. I got like probably 9 joints to send you or something like that. So that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably more than that now that I'm looking.
Need to get this Monaco Visions going.
Yeah.
Monaco Visions. Yeah. It's a new one.
Yeah, I think I played this last time we was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna have fun on this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I ain't listened to this beat in weeks. So
Yeah.
yeah, you gonna have fun on that. It's a
Oh, you
lot
done
of
had
mood
this.
changes in that thing.
See, that's some bullshit. See how he done had it to my. Well, I've had this for weeks. Okay.
uh this was like the last joint I made before my mom came down with COVID and all of that. So I
Yeah.
ain't, then I stayed at her house and I took the laptop over there and was making beats over there, but it took me a while to even start making beats over there. But I think I made like 3 over there. And then I had that and I think I played this one before. The State and the Librarian. I think I played this. But this that last one is called Reference is Everything. And
That's my type of damn title too. Reference is everything. Yeah.
uh I
Yes.
think I think I played this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played that right. All right.
Yeah. Send me that reference is everything.
Oh, that okay. Yeah, I just gotta I yeah, it's ready too. I just gotta sequence it out. But yeah, she's ready.
Yeah,
She's ready to go.
let me
And thank you, Wise Feminine, for the yeah, that one I did the other day. Thank you. I appreciate that beat. Yeah, I'm having fun with doing the cityscape joints. Uh Now that I'm back home, I can try to really tap into uh uh Adobe and try to make some like moving videos for these beats. That's my ultimate goal. It's every beat I drop to have like almost like a music video with it, and then do one for Opus. Um,
mm,
and just every time the beat changes, just something. something different. Yeah, freestyle, Jamal. Go off the top. Yeah, I'm telling you, this one gonna kill this one, bro.
Yeah.
And
My,
this gonna be like a 3 minute joint because I had five different exchanges. So
mm,
then they all just, oh man, this is gonna be one.
yeah, that's 16 for the people. If you wait, I can just give you a 64. You know,
Yeah, easy, easy.
I used to be able to freestyle a little bit. I don't, my freestyle game ain't. I ain't even tried to freestyle
Yo,
and
listen, I couldn't do it if you. I couldn't do it if you had $10,000 in front of me. Not nothing coherent.
yeah,
Straight up.
we might get on here and freestyle one night. You know, when we get the mic, um, and I sound right to where it all sync up. You know,
I got one. I got the joint that you like. I'm gonna just play a little bit of this for MJ. Then not MJ for Wise Feminine. We can check out. This is called the Futurist. You probably heard this. You heard you should have this one. This is an old joint.
so yeah, I like that one too. Yo, I like that. I'm trying to think that start.
Yeah, man. See, listen, it's a couple in the tank. Yo, listen.
Yeah.
Best believe Jamal got what you said that one time to somebody, and they was like, "Yo, you want some beats?" He was like, "Listen, my cup runneth
Cup
over."
runneth over.
Like, yo, Jamal got listen, he got beats for days,
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Flex. You got beats for days, bro.
Play. Will you do this?
Uh huh.
Let's see what they think about moving silhouettes.
Okay. Let me see where. cat on the phone. Moving silhouettes. And that's the beauty of making beats. You never really know what someone's gonna like. But this okay, here we go.
Not yet, wise feminine. We coming. That shit jamming. Hey, yo. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret.
Some conscious booty shaking music.
Yeah, yeah. That's all. I'm on my Atlanta shit on that. That's some that harkens back to the side. Look, I know I rhyme slow, but um I got something for that. This title, Moving Silhouettes. So it might go where y'all might not expect it to go.
Mm.
I don't know if I should give a little taste of just the. I'm not gonna do it at the pace. So this is moving silhouettes, move head and neck. He pressed chest against the goddess breast. Outflow milk and honey next, 'cause he rose up and passed the test. It he pushed while her he stretched. She endure until he rests. Gunners, Russers, Tammers, yes. Tejas fluids flood the bed. In her
Uh-oh.
blood, the legend says, live the essence where kings bred. Split a mountain, split a leg. Out the ocean, water sped. That's a little, just a little,
Oh yeah, that's riding with. I heard that. I can hear yeah. You on your triple crown right now.
yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
you was right. Yeah. You gonna be right on that, right on top of that. I see
yeah.
you.
We got a little,
Ooh, I see you.
yeah.
Mm. Mm. Now
like
we don't
it.
have anything new on Bandcamp yet, Wise Feminine. Um we still figuring out what is gonna the next drop is gonna be Monaco Visions, and
Yes.
um so we still putting that together. Money wise, we got some money on the Cash App. Then we seeing what we have to put together, but yeah, that's gonna be the next release. Don't have a a, a time frame as far as when we going in the studio yet, but that's the next project, and that project is gonna be amazing because the whole and listen, when we drop that project, we got to do a podcast on the project because that joint is going to be. We got to get y'all the concept, maybe play a joint or two, and then cats got to go to the Bandcamp and listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be on Bandcamp and the streaming services, but you got to go once we do the podcast on it. Then you got to go listen to it in its entirety, earbuds on, get everything you need done, sit back and listen to a movie. Because I played the beats on here before, but like the beats are cinematic. We already know the lyrical is gonna be top notch, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be one of those, you know, it's gonna be one of those projects you just let it. It's 5 joints, and you just let it rock. You just let it play. It's gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's coming. It's
Yep.
coming. It's
Yep.
coming.
It's gonna be crazy though. Because those beats, oh man. I mean, one thing I say about Jamal is he has an ear for beats. And a lot of MCs like sometimes MCs are such great writers, they can write to anything. But then when you got a great writer that know how to choose his beats, it's a perfect marriage. And these, like, when he heard these beats, sometimes he'll hit me. Sometimes I like when I'm about to send him, because I haven't sent him beats in weeks. But when I send him this album of beats, he might hear 5 in a row and be like, "Yo, this is a project." You know what I'm saying? That's because that's how Monaco Visions came about. Like I sent him a slew of beats. He was like, "Yo, them 5, that's all something." I'm like, "Word?" He's like, "Yes, I'm telling you, yeah." All right, bet. And that was it.
Sir.
So sometime sometime it might be a beat from like when we dropped not Moorish Legacy. What we dropped before Moorish not Freelance before Moorish Legacy? The one with
Yeah, freelance was before that.
I'm trying, what was the one with
Because that was part of Global Reset.
yeah, Global Reset. Yeah. Those beats are all from different, like one of them beats is from 18, one of them was from 20, one of them 19.
Yeah.
Like, but they were from different times. And one thing I liked about that was I was still, and I'm still finding myself um creative wise. You know what I'm saying? But he chose those different beats. We sequenced to make sure, to make it make sense. And man, it was perfect. But Monaco Visions came in one bundle. It's like all these beats was made at the same, in the same wavelength, time length. And I sent them to him and he was like, "Yo, these 5 right here, bro, like this is something." We did that with some other stuff that, we didn't put out. Like those beats with In a While and all of them beats. You did the same thing with that. Frenetic Frequencies and Cafe Tiramisu. Like some of them joints might just be one-offs by now. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But because like Cafe Tiramisu was another joint I think the people will love.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a lot of music in the can. No, we ain't playing no games on that. Like It's a lot of music in the can, and yeah, yeah. Diddy was a great ear for beats. Yep, most definitely. So yeah, Monaco Visions is next. Um, until then, maybe check out Bandcamp, check out the streaming services. Um, Moore's Legacy, that's out and about. Um, yeah, but I'm excited about Monaco Visions. That and the debut album, which is a whole nother animal.
Yeah,
Transformative moments.
yeah.
Um, that's a whole that's another one you got to do a we have to do a podcast on and and break that down.
Are y'all prepared for a song that's 20 minutes long?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
One day
everybody.
we should just one not to cut your whiz. One day we should just play that track, and we all just sit back and listen to it.
Yeah,
Like for 20, it's a 20-minute joint, and we just listen to it. Me and Jamal won't talk over it, nothing. Just straight 20 minutes of just listening to this music, and but my bad, bro.
no. That's yeah. It's just the first one. The way it comes on, it is. It
We
is.
got we got time.
There's this static playing in the background, and
We
it's
got time.
to play the whole
No,
20.
no, no, not the whole thing.
The first one.
Yeah.
It, are they gonna be able to hear that little? Psh? They got to hear the whole. It just y'all just try to listen in closely. There's something going on in the background that you gotta. This. Psh, it's that's what upsets the apple cart.
Okay. Let's see if they can hear it. Something from the debut album. Oh, you talking about that static? I hear you talking
That
about like
white
that. Yeah,
noise.
yeah,
That's
that
the.
white. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
I was like, oh shit. Oh, this.
Okay. A piece of the debut album. The buffering show.
this next, oh man, whereas I started a separate folder so I can get to these quick.
Mm.
Where is it?
And the whole joint is gonna be on that. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a joint that you when this one come on, it's three joints. When the title track come on, Transformative Moments, I'm telling you, it's 20 minutes of earbuds, and it's gonna be, I'm telling you, it's like putting on Hertz music.
Yeah, you gotta hear it you gotta hear it to get the full effect. There's and then the bars. See, because I listen to it that way, and that's the bars is just me responding to what I'm hearing. We don't have no collaboration. He just says, "Hey, I got Opus 10. It's a doozy." It's and I was like, okay, I'm gonna write to it. To what y'all just heard, it hit me like, I implore you, refrain from putting me in a frame. I'm outside of any box, all you know is my name. And what's produced when my scope is aim is a well lit and purified blue flame. The old folks say, won't God do it? I say, I will when I walk through it. Whether vomit, feces, or sewage, life is a series of obstacles. But every day a different car getting pulled. How will I respond? When I cross a plane of matter and take a dip in the pond. Time will tell. Until, man, run it back. Run it back. Let's see if I can go over the top of that.
All right.
I don't know if it might be a lag. I implore you, refrain from putting me in a frame. I'm outside of any box, all you know is my name. And what's produced when my scope is aim is a well lit and purified blue flame. The old folks say, won't God do it? I say, I will when I walk through it. Whether vomit, feces, or sewage, life is a series of obstacles. With every day a different car getting pulled. How will I respond? When I cross a plane of matter and take a dip in the pond. Time will tell. Until then, I will inhale and exhale. Every breath's a step closer to the self. And that's a fire that burns eternally. No intern, I'm in the game knee deep. Some see, but I lost it. But yeah, I can barely hear it though. But I lost it though. It's a lot of tongue twisters in here. I'm in the game knee deep. Some bow out awful quite cowardly. But I will fight with bipedal efficiency. That's the right and the left hand, solo or with clan. I was a child, now I'm a man. Now what you gonna do with that? I was made in the Tyranian fired vat. With giants wrong with swords and hard hats. I'm doing an injustice. It's just I got to. It's when it's all laid down and I can hear it, and all the shit just and y'all can hear it. It's gonna be something special.
Yes. And the whole joint is, I'm telling you, the whole joint, and they all blend into each other. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? They all blend into each other. Like, let me see. Here's the blend, and then we done.
We on to the next one.
And then we done.
Every bar is a soul arson. The late night show like John Carson. Daily, the sunrise parking above the horizon, never begging pardon. It just shines, so why wouldn't I? Should I dim my light cause your jaw is better yet I'll go left cause the world's going right while it take the time to test the dice. Being rich and know it's nothing. Try being a man amongst divergent sight. Most men need hugs, but some are hopeless, just need slugs. Even the gangster with the scowl face who got plugged got wounds inside the rims of coffee mugs. He'll play his best role of cover up. My true revelation should be in his cup. Personally, as a thought of joining the mass ass head, potential to give kids the love that's wrong when so they won't become the wrong and women who are torn within. Not involved is the only sin that really I gotta get in the studio where I can hear the
that's enough. Oh man. Now imagine it's 9 more beats on that joint. This joint's crazy. Yes, Flex. Yes, I'm telling you, this is gonna be when we drop this and you put this on, is earbud music. This is so you could just everything is just right there. I'm telling you, and it's melodic. It's beautiful. Maybe another day we'll maybe give y'all a taste of the other tracks, but because it's a lot of this. Listen, this joint right here, this transformative moments is like 3 albums in one, pretty much, at least 2 in one. It's gonna be a lot of content on it. It ain't gonna be no one time listen and put it away. This is gonna be an audible novel that you're gonna have to keep. You're gonna have to listen to this a few times because the gems he's gonna be dropping in it, you're gonna have to go back and listen and listen and listen and listen. And each song is only 3 songs, but they're long as hell. The shortest joint I think is what 8 minutes. So, and then the next one is like 12, and then the ultimate one is, and that opus is the longest beat I ever made. I remember one time I sent the one, and I think it was like 16 minutes, and he was like, "Yo, like, bro," I'm like, "They just opuses, bro." Like, I don't know, like he wrote like Dubai Sunset is an opus. We dropped Dubai Sunset a couple years not last year, 19. That's an opus, and that was only 4 joints. But so imagine 11 joints in the same, not the same, in the same vein, but not the same, over and over. It's gonna be, yeah, yeah. And yeah, yo, I'm definitely working on my sound setup. I think I got it set up right, man. I still gotta do some research because even when I do my lives on my channel and my I listened to my playback the other day on one of my lives, and it didn't sound like it used to sound. So I think I might have something figured out, but yeah. But yeah, man, I'm gonna let you get out of here, bro. We almost at 3 hours.
Yeah.
And
So
I
much
know
for
you
the
got a
short
busy day.
broadcast tonight.
I know, right? But I don't know, man. It's just exciting. I just want to thank everybody for hanging out with us, man. Like, when I look in the comments, I see the same faces, so that lets me know we family. We'll quote unquote tribe, and yo, it's amazing to hang out with y'all and y'all let us share our ideas, and y'all um have questions and bounce off us and put things in the comments for us to check out and respond to. It's a beautiful thing. I like when we do these podcasts, because even whatever we start off with, by looking in the comments, we can always build and add on from what y'all, from what everybody in the comments are saying. So definitely appreciate y'all for hanging out this long, man. Checking the beats out. I think I can speak for both of us when I say we're really happy that y'all enjoy the music, and that y'all support the music. So
For sure.
Definitely love that. And we're gonna keep pushing in the right direction on that, man. But I just want to say I thank y'all for hanging out because um, you know, what they say, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Delbert
that's all
Blab
I
in the
got.
video like Delbert Blab in the video like, I thank you for coming out because you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. And let them say something. It is worth. It's commendable. I'm neurotic. Are you neurotic?
And before you walk out, get a diode.
I have a diode here, a diode on my knuckles, a diode on my glasses. I have a diode on my throat. This is an Adam Apples diode.
Yo, you are silly, bro. Oh man, but real rap. Thank y'all for hanging out, man. For real.
Yeah, for real. We
Really enjoy
appreciate
it.
we appreciate um
Peace,
the
Terrence
energy,
Jones.
especially now these days. Appreciate positive energy. But that's all I got. We catch y'all on the top side. Good there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm good. Peace,
Peace.
everyone. Be safe and be well.
Peace.